Joel Michael Guy Jr., a seemingly normal young man, became the symbol of a grim tragedy. Due to financial reasons, he decided to devise a cruel plan. His parents had no idea of their son's dark thoughts as they prepared for the Thanksgiving feast together. But what was supposed to start as a family gathering ended in a nightmare that shook society. Joel Michael Guy Jr. was born in 1988 to Joel Michael Guy Sr. and Lisa Guy. His father, Joel Michael Guy Sr., was a respected pipeline engineer who was born in New York City. Lisa Guy, née Madeira, worked as an accounts payable clerk at Jacobs Engineering in Oak Ridge. Joel Michael Guy Jr. grew up alongside his parents and three sisters from his father's previous marriage, Candice, Michelle, and Angela. After graduating from high school, Joel Michael Guy Jr. graduated from the prestigious Louisiana School for Math, Science, and Arts in Natchitoches in 2006. He had previously attended Harnville High School. Despite his academic success, Joel Michael Guy Jr. had never taken up professional activity. In addition, he was always considered an outsider who never contacted his family. Despite this, his mother kept calling him, sending him money, and paying for his apartment and all other bills. He was financially dependent on his parents. On Thanksgiving Day in 2016, the Guy family gathered at their parents' home in Knoxville, Tennessee, to celebrate the traditional feast. The parents, Lisa and Joel Sr., were looking forward to welcoming their 4 children. However, the family's gathering was not all joyful. Despite the holiday spirit, there was also room for serious discussions about the future. Lisa and Joel Sr. had significant news to share with their children. They planned to retire, sell the longtime family home, and move into the estate of Joel Sr.'s late mother, which had been vacant for some time. The announcement sparked mixed reactions from the children. While some were excited about the change and saw the opportunity to spend time with their parents in a new environment, there were also concerns and discussions about the practicalities of the move and the future of the family. Despite these challenges, Lisa and Joel Sr. have decided to tackle this new phase together. After a happy family reunion in a good mood, the daughters said goodbye on Friday, November 25th. However, Joel Michael Guy Jr. decided to stay a little longer before returning to his home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. On November 28, a Monday, Lisa did not report to work, which led to her boss calling the police as he could not reach her by phone. Lisa was known to let you know if she couldn't make it to work for any reason. Police quickly arrived at Guy's property to conduct a welfare check. In doing so, they noticed a for sale sign in the front yard, suggesting that the family may have wanted to sell the house to retire. In addition, 2 cars were parked in front of the house and the lights in the foyer were on. The officers knocked on the door several times and rang the doorbell, but received no response. As they entered the property and looked through the windows, they also questioned the neighbors to find out when they had last seen the Guy family. Through the windows, they could see food and other everyday items inside, and it was obvious that the house was inhabited. They also heard the faint barking of a dog in the house. Eventually, they decided to enter the house. Upon entering the house, they immediately noticed the unusually high temperature and a chemical smell that spread throughout the building. In the dining area, officers noticed an unusual scene. Plastic bags, bleach, and towels were scattered on the floor. On the dining table, they found purses, a cell phone, and even a hammer. In addition, the stove was turned on high heat, while a large pot with initially unknown contents was bubbling away. When they went up the stairs, they saw traces of blood on the steps and on the walls. As they walked down the hall, an open door led to an unsettling sight. Blood covered the floor and walls, while hands hung motionlessly. There was an oppressive silence in the air as they approached the disturbing scenario. After this ominous discovery, the officers ventured further into the building. In the bathroom, they then encountered another disturbing scene. Plastic sheeting covered the floor, a knife lay in the sink, and the decomposing remains of two people were found in two large plastic tubs. The police tentatively identified the bodies as those of Joel Sr. and Lisa Guy. The house was immediately declared a crime scene, and investigators began to thoroughly search every corner. Everywhere they went, they came across evidence that pointed to a terrifying crime. At the back door, they discovered unopened garbage bags and a number of chemicals, including hydrochloric acid. In addition, ammunition, weapons, garbage bags, even more knives and other suspicious items were found. The vast quantities of cleaning agents and chemicals suggested that the perpetrator was trying with all his might to remove the traces of a crime. The other remains of Lisa and Joel Sr. were also found in an acid bubble solution. Based on footage from numerous security cameras from several stores, where Joel Guy Jr. was filmed with bandaged hands as he bought items for his plan, and the many traces in the house that were only partially removed, he was directly the prime suspect. As a result, he was arrested on the 29th of November 2016 in Baton Rouge, where he also lives, when he entered his Hyundai Sonata in the parking lot of the Nicholson Drive apartment complex. Also on the basis of a notebook of Joel Guy, which was found in a backpack in his parents' house, in which he explained his intention to murder and dismember his parents, an exact sequence of events could be reconstructed. Since Joel Guy Jr.'s parents both wanted to retire and at the same time stop supporting him financially, he had to think about how to finance his life. Since Lisa Guy owned a life insurance policy that would give Joel Guy Jr. $500,000, he devised a plan to get that money that included stabbing both parents and dismembering their remains. On November 26, Joel Guy Jr. attacked his father with a knife at the second-floor gym. In the process, Joel Jr. himself also suffered several cuts on his hands, including a deep cut on his left thumb. In addition, blinds were torn, blood was on the walls, which shows that a fight took place there. Joel Guy Sr. lost this fight to his son. According to the coroner, he was stabbed at least 42 times. Meanwhile, Lisa Guy was shopping at Walmart. When she came home and went upstairs, she too was killed with at least 31 stab wounds. Later, Joel Jr. severed his father's hands at the joints, which he left on the floor of the gym. In addition, according to the coroner, he forcibly broke off Lisa's head, which was then heated in a pot on the stove. Both victims had their arms and legs disarticulated, with Joel Guy Sr. separated at the waist and Lisa at the knees. The limbs and torso were then placed in a container of chemicals to dissolve. It was found that a large wound was inflicted on each body after death to allow the chemicals to penetrate the body's main cavity more quickly. He also wanted to crush the bones with a sledgehammer and use a blender and meat grinder to process the remains so that they could be played down the toilet drain, as his notebook revealed. To eliminate any evidence, he wanted to thoroughly clean the crime scene, flood the house to cover tracks, and turn up the heating to speed up the decomposition process. He also planned to use chemical agents such as bleach to remove traces of blood and make forensic analysis more difficult. Due to his injuries from the fight with his father, he stopped cleaning and decided to go back to his house in the meantime. He wanted to continue the cleaning work later, but that never happened. Nearly 4 years after his arrest, Joel Guy Jr. was found guilty on all 7 counts in October 2020, including 2 counts of first-degree murder and the mistreatment of the bodies. Despite the serious allegations, he was not sentenced to death, but to life imprisonment. During the trial, his lawyers argued against this conviction and the additional 4 years in prison. They emphasized that Joel had no criminal record and would not pose a danger to society at the time of his release. But the judge disagreed, finding Joel Guy Jr. unrehabilitable. What was particularly troubling was that Joel showed no remorse or despair for his actions throughout the trial. The case of Joel Michael Guy Jr. tragically illustrates the devastating consequences of family conflicts and personal problems. The cruel acts have shaken not only his other family members, but the entire community. The sentencing of Joel Guy Jr. to life in prison highlights the gravity of his crimes and the need for just sentences. But it is equally important to learn from this tragic event and take action to prevent similar tragedies. May justice bring comfort to the victims and their families, and may their memory remain in peace. That's it with the video. Feel free to leave a like and a follow to support me for free to reach the first 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Thank you for your support.